Right now, the Los Angeles Dodgers are operating on a financial level never before seen in the history of professional sports. According to the latest payroll metrics, the Dodgers player salary sheet has reached a mind-boggling $429 million. To put that into perspective, the Dodgers are spending more on their active roster than the Oakland A's, the Miami Marlins, the Cleveland Guardians, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Cincinnati Reds combined. They are the only franchise in baseball history to cross the $400 million single-season threshold. And on paper, it looks like it's working flawlessly. They are absolutely cruising through the regular season, dominating the National League West, and pacing toward another effortless postseason appearance. But beneath the surface of this historic baseball machine lies a glaring structural flaw, a vulnerability built directly into the very way modern super teams are designed. Today we are breaking down the math of the Dodgers roster construction, why elite pitching staffs are quietly exploiting their star-heavy lineup, and the hidden variable that could completely derail their historic three-peat quest. When you commit nearly $500 million to a single roster, you're forced to make massive trade-offs. The Dodgers' philosophy under their front office is simple: secure the most elite, high-end talent available on the market, regardless of the luxury tax penalty. Just look at the top of their payroll. Between massive annual commitments to players like Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Tucker, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman, 4 players alone account for nearly $190 million of their annual budget. That is a legendary amount of star power packed into one clubhouse, but it forces a mathematical reality that advanced analytics departments call lineup fragility. When your top 4 hitters are clicking, you look completely unstoppable. You put up 10-run games, you embarrass opposing pitching staffs, and you look like a video game team playing on beginner mode. But look at what happens when elite opposing pitchers find a way to navigate through them. Because so much cash is locked up at the very top of the payroll, the bottom third of the Dodgers batting order relies heavily on league minimum contracts, platoon players, and unproven rookies. In a long 162-game season, elite opposing managers aren't trying to beat Shohei Ohtani or Mookie Betts head-on in high-leverage moments. Instead, they are actively walking them, throwing pitches completely out of the strike zone, and executing a strategy known as funneling. They purposely force the game's highest-stakes situations down into the 7th, 8th, and 9th spots of the batting order, where the drop-off in weighted on-base average is absolutely massive. This top-heavy construction creates an incredible regular season machine. Over 162 games, raw talent always wins out over depth. The Dodgers' dominant record year after year proves that. But the Major League Baseball postseason is a completely different sport. In October, you don't face a 5th starter, and you don't see weak middle relief pitchers. You face elite, top-tier starting pitching night after night. When game plans narrow down to a 5 or 7 game series, opposing analytics teams find your precise visual blind spots. If an opponent can successfully neutralize just 2 of the Dodgers' primary superstars through elite pitch sequencing and game planning, the entire offensive engine stalls out. A $400 million super team can suddenly find itself struggling to push a single run across against a small market underdog that built its entire roster around relentless defensive depth, contact hitting, and bullpen matchups. The second major flaw of this historic core is structural insurance. When a low payroll team loses an $8 million player to the injured list, they can replace that production with a combination of depth pieces without breaking their entire system. But if a player earning $60 or $70 million goes down, they are completely irreplaceable. You cannot find $70 million worth of wins above replacement sitting on the waiver wire or hanging out in AAA. Because the Dodgers have pushed all their chips into a handful of historic record-breaking contracts, their entire season constantly rests on a razor's edge. A single strained hamstring, a oblique tweak, or an elbow flare-up at the wrong time of the year doesn't just lose them a player, it completely shatters the entire mathematical foundation of the super team. The Los Angeles Dodgers have built a financial empire that is completely reshaping how baseball teams are run and how superstars are valued. But as they hunt for a historic three-peat, they are out to prove that top-heavy star power can overcome the inherent chaos of the MLB postseason. Whether this strategy represents the definitive future of the sport or just an incredibly expensive gamble remains to be seen. What do you think? Can a team with a $429 million payroll actually have a fatal flaw, or is the rest of the league just making excuses for why they can't keep up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that subscribe button for more front office breakdowns, and I'll see you next time.